What's up, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well. So today I'm just doing a little bit of a side project. This is not something that a lot of people do. What I'm doing is I'm putting an extra battery in the trunk in parallel to my other one. And what that means is, I don't know if you ever heard of batteries in either series or parallel. When you connect batteries in series, you increase the voltage of the entire system. When you connect batteries in parallel, you can have multiple batteries, but the voltage stays the same. So what I mean is, obviously you can see right here, I already disconnected my positive. I don't want any power running to it because I'm going to be cutting into the positive and negative cables that are running all the way to the back. So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm putting an extra battery in the back where both are going to be charged by the alternator to increase the totality of the watt hours, which means like when I'm at shows, it wouldn't get drained as fast. It could still power everything, all my accessories at 12 volts and not die as fast. And in the meantime, I'll have my charger on it as well. So the charger wouldn't necessarily have to be working as hard to charge the entire system, like meaning my portable battery charger. Now, my portable battery, like once I have my portable battery charger on the side of the vehicle, I have my charger on top of it. So it'll be like this. So I'll have my portable battery charger like this, and my charger will be on top. Now this charger can charge at either 2, 10, or 25 amps. So charging at 2 amps, I could probably get 6 hours out of that portable battery charger. Once you start increasing it to like 10 to 25 amps, that's when you're really gonna drain the system. You know what I mean? Faster. So I'm just trying to make things a little bit easier, especially for all the electrical load that I have on the car. So I want to give a special shout out to Optima batteries for sponsoring me with a battery, the D35 yellow top. Yellow tops, guys, in case you're wondering, red tops are great for starting. The yellow tops are fantastic for accessories. So if you run a lot of accessories like you see I do right here in my trunk setup alone, everything and anything can light up in here. You know what I mean? So when you're running a lot of accessories, you definitely want to have the perfect battery for it. And obviously this is an AGM deep cycle battery. It's a fantastic battery. I've had it for a long time, and now I'm putting a second one in here, which is just going to help increase, as I said, it's just going to help increase the time the system takes to drain, you know, lower than 12 volts. You know what I mean? So right here, obviously from the intro, you can see all the tools that I have over here. Okay, I have a hydraulic crimping tool with different fittings. I have 1/0 gauge power and ground wires. I have terminals. I have distribution blocks. I actually have a digital battery readout. I actually have the 1/0 gauge 3/8 type heavy duty cable lugs with the heat shrink just in case I need it. Oh, I forgot something here as well. I just found it. These are pretty much inline fuses from a company called Red Wolf. So I got these right here. These are 100 amp pretty much fuses or breakers. And what you want to do that, you want to connect it anywhere from 12 to 18 inches from the battery, because if anything was to happen, power surge or whatever, you want this thing to trip and prevent any issues with your charging system, meaning you don't want to damage the charging system, if you get what I'm saying. Okay, so pretty much I have everything right here. It's just running the system. That right there is a battery holder for the Optima battery. I actually got this off of Amazon, because everything that I have here is pretty much from Amazon. So all the links are going to be in the description. And you know, I mean, you can do this stuff with cheap. Just remember, again, make sure you disconnect your positive or negative or both from the battery terminal. Disconnect everything so there's no power draw whatsoever. Remember, you're cutting into your wires. Now, here's the cool thing about my car. Normally, if anybody had to do this, what they would have to do is they would have to run that 0 gauge wire all the way from here all the way to the back. The good thing is I don't need to do that. Why? Because I pulled out my back seat and all my wiring is right here. So I have this red cable right here. This is running from the battery straight to a power block. And this ground right here is grounded perfectly to the chassis. Notice how it's burred. I scraped off all the paint. So all I'm gonna be doing is putting a power block, okay? This, once I cut the wire, this end is gonna be in the back of the block. This is gonna be on one port, and then the 0 gauge wire is gonna be on the other port running to the battery, and so forth. So the good thing is I don't have to go all the way from the front to get this done. And yes, guys, I do have a lot of wiring in here. Trust me, I'm the only one who knows about everything with this car. So what you're gonna see pretty much are just time lapses of what I'm doing, because this is a bit of a lengthy process and I gotta pay attention. So I'll talk to you guys. All right, guys, so I ran into a little bit of a hiccup. The fuses or inline breakers that I had, they weren't big enough. They were only up to 4 gauge. Now I could have gotten them by tomorrow, but tomorrow's gonna rain, Monday's gonna rain really bad. I'm not doing this shit in the rain. So I went and I got one down the street for like about, after taxes, like 30 bucks, which was, I overpaid, but it is what it is. So I got one. I ordered the 0 gauge ones. They're gonna come tomorrow, and once it's dry, I'll put those in instead, because those actually have, I like the fact that it has the breaker on it. So if I wanted to do anything, or like, let's say I just wanted to check, see this right here, it's a battery monitor right here, I'm attaching to it. So what'll happen is that battery monitor is probably gonna be calibrating both batteries, because now, you know, I mean, they're gonna be in parallel. So if the circuit breaker's on it and I trip the breaker, it'll only be reading what this battery has, not the other battery, if you get what I'm saying. So that's why I'm gonna do that as well. Anyway, so I pretty much finished attaching the wire coming from the battery, the 0 gauge here. This is going to the other fuse block, and I did the same thing over here for the ground. So I think we're in pretty good shape. Yeah, we're in pretty good shape. Yep, that's tight. Now I just got to put the battery in. The the battery holder he's in there. Can you see it? I took some washers that I had, and I ran some self-tapping wood screws in here. Actually, wood or metal, doesn't matter, but they're self-tapping screws. So pretty much it's gonna hold down this battery block nicely, you know what I'm saying? And I got the other parts right there, the other part of the fuse. The negative is already, everything is already just to drop in and hook up. So let's get it done. right, guys, the install is complete. I got the car at idle right now because I just wanted to check something. I wanted to make sure the wiring was copacetic, and obviously the alternator is charging both batteries. So I'll show you. Before I started the car, the battery was about, I think, 12.8 volts, somewhere around there. Now look. That's literally, it's at 100%. It's reading 14.6 volts, 100%. So that's freaking fantastic. So now, when I'm at shows, now I got two batteries in parallel running at 12 volts. So it'll take a lot more time to break it down, if you get what I'm saying. Give me 1 sec, let me turn this car off. So loud. So now, once I turn it off, the battery is still charged at 100%. It's around 13.3, dropping 13.2. It'll settle out to like around 12.6, 12.7 volts. Obviously overnight, that's what happens. But once the alternator kicks back in, that's pretty much that's what happens. So now, I'm waiting for my inline fuses or those breakers to come, and what I'll do is I'll pull out the seat again. I'll pull out the back seat, and what I'll do is I'll leave that fuse right there, and then I'll install the breaker. This fuse back here, that breaker back here, I'll leave that, and I will install another breaker on it so I could disconnect the power. So what I could do is, if I wanted to charge both batteries, I'm sure both batteries can be charged with my charger at the same time, but what I'll do is just to be sure, I'll disconnect one, charge the back, then charge the front, then activate the breaker again. That's why I like the breaker so much. This is a nifty digital gauge. It's a smart battery monitor, and it's in color, so it actually looks pretty cool. And guess what? You can turn this off at any time. So at a show or something like that, you can always have it on, guys, and I'm pretty sure that pulls a very minute amount of power. So if you left it on, I don't think it would be a freaking big deal. You know what I mean? But that's pretty much it, guys. Definitely like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. And I guess I'll talk to you soon. Just make sure you know the difference between series and parallel. When you connect the batteries in series, what ends up happening is, so let's say it's two 12-volt batteries, now it'll be at 24 volts. You don't want that. Parallel is where you have two batteries running at 12 volts, which is what the car operates at, or most cars. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take it easy.